Hello, my name is Keith Koshut. I'm a CRS member, actually a founding member, and I was contacted by Mary Ann Seaback just the other day and was asked if I might do a quick tutorial video on how to prepare the horseradish for our Paschal baskets. And so I'm going to do this fairly routinely and quickly, and anyone could do this. Now, growing up, as most Rusyn immigrant families in Pennsylvania, we had gardens and we would actually have our own supply of horseradish in our garden. Trying to show you a picture. This is what the horseradish root looks when it's growing, especially in the spring and the summer. Very large green tops, almost looks like small tobacco leaves. But it will grow throughout the year. You leave it in the ground. You can leave it all winter. It's a dormant root, and year after year it will regenerate itself. Now, a lot of us don't have time to do our gardens anymore, but most major grocery chains will sell horseradish root, especially around the time of Passover and of the Paschal season. I have some portions of the horseradish root that I've cut in smaller pieces. Now, when you buy it in the grocery store, not only do you need to bring it home and clean the dirt, which is going to be all over the outside, you need to cut it in quarters and you need to soak it for a day or two. And by soaking it, you're going to rehydrate the root, and it's going to draw more of the horseradish flavor out when you grind it. So after about a day or two, you might have it in your refrigerator. Then you want to cut it in whatever smaller pieces that makes it easier for yourself to prepare. I usually like quarters, and it may get a little yellow from sitting in the water, but all you need to do would be to just take a vegetable peeler, and you just want to knock off some of that outer discoloration on the root. Now, for the last several years, I've been grating mine on a basic cheese grater. And it will do the job, but what usually works better, and this is what we would have used growing up, my grandmother and my father, would be the nut grinder, which most everybody would have in their kitchen pantries to grind your walnuts for your nut rolls. So that always did a better job because it actually really tears in two directions, and it really makes a coarser ground horseradish, which really brings out the flavor. But I don't usually have one around, so I've been using just a cheese grater for about the last 10 years. So after you clean your piece of the horseradish root and you get it as clean as you would like, just have some kind of little shallow baking dish or something to catch all the grated horseradish. And so you just like you would do any other vegetable or cheese on a cheese grater, you want to just start to grate that against the grater. And already you can smell the strength of the horseradish as you grate it. It's already going to affect your eyes, and you may start to cough because it's very powerful, especially indoors if you're grating it indoors. But after you start grating and you probably fill your little baking dish or pan there, you can see how fine it looks now. And then, I try to use just any smaller size of a mason jar, and that's the first part. The second part is we always mix them with prepared pickled beets. Again, growing up, we would always have beets in our garden, always canned them. Same concept, but if you go in most grocery stores and just pick the jar of beets that say pickled on, not Harvard, but pickled, you would use the same pickling spice that our immigrant grandparents and our family would have used. So you need to incorporate not only the juice of the red beets from the canned red beets, but also you want to actually take the red beet and mix it in. Again, since we're not doing the nut grinder, you can do it in a food processor. And I just have a little one here. Put it on pulse. And so you get a finely chopped up beet to mix in with the horseradish. And when you mix and combine your red beets with your horseradish, you do it by your particular taste or strength. The more beet juice and red beets that you grind in and mix with your horseradish, it will tend to be a little weaker. If you want a little stronger, use less of the red beets or the juice of the red beets. It's all into to your particular. Okay, I just want to see how that is, and then